Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is your boy Mr. Box Office from Mr. Box Office TV, back with another video for you today. Tottenham 1, Newcastle 2. And this is another occasion where, well, one of the occasions where Tottenham, Mr. Box Office turns up late to a game, misses 2 goals, then seeing Tottenham playing okay, Newcastle scoring the goal to make get themselves in the lead, working hard, but then not really doing too much, and really coming home with absolutely nothing on a freezing cold day at the Tottenham Hotspurs Stadium. I could tell you a story that the amount of times that I've got lucky today in terms of when I was coming to the stadium today, getting to late scrapes with my car today, trying to find a parking space. But unfortunately for Tottenham Hotspur, the mistakes that they are making in defence cost us. Even though we started very well, I have to give it to Tottenham. We started very well with the goal from Solanke, crossing the box, and then Solanke headers it into the back of the net from Poro. Tottenham winning 1-0. But unfortunately, even though Austin played okay, it was the game of his life, his first game in goal for Tottenham Hotspur, and he didn't do too badly. But unfortunately for Brendan Austin, it was from his throw that he threw it out. Berval had the ball, lost the ball in a very crucial area to Joe Linton. It hit supposedly hit his hand, went straight into Gordon, and Gordon scored the equalising goal very, very quickly. So those are the 2 goals that I missed, unfortunately, for myself. So that was kind of a baptism of fire. But then Tottenham Hotspur, it was kind of an even game. Newcastle had some of the ball, but it was kind of a very even game. Tottenham were trying to get some good breaks, but they weren't getting there through. Newcastle were keeping it tight. And then unfortunately for Tottenham, later on in the game, Newcastle go on the attack again. They get through, put the ball through into the box, and Isaac scores the goal to put Newcastle in the lead. That was it. After that, after half-time, Tottenham Hotspur didn't really do too much to try and get back into the game. Kulusevski was working hard, trying to get through. I was impressed with Sarr. He was trying to make things happen. There was a chance, there was an opportunity there where Dragonson put a ball over the top, and you could see Sarr was trying to get onto it, but he just didn't get there quite straight away. There was times when also Werner had a chance. He had the chance to take on his man, but we know what happens when Werner goes on the break. He don't do nothing, doesn't he? So, yeah, that was really nothing, and that's it. So, Johnson was struggling, all sorts as well. So, it was kind of really a game where Tottenham Hotspur were showed a lot of endeavour, a lot of effort, and that summed up Kulusevski, but really didn't show that much. Again, you would have thought that Solanke would have got more confidence from his goal, but even though he holds up the ball, he doesn't get into the box enough to get into those areas, those crucial areas, to really punish them. And really, Newcastle should have scored more goals. Isaac had a chance to make it 3-1, but they didn't do it. And that kept the game on its edge, and that was it, really. Then we go into half-time. You're thinking, okay, this has got to get better. And really, we've got to really get at Newcastle. I think Newcastle setting us up, giving us opportunities there, and we weren't really taking them. Let's be honest. And you can see that they weren't taking them because they were slowing the game down, catching fouls, going on the floor. And you can see exactly what Newcastle were trying to do. But Tottenham weren't punishing them. We were trying our best. We were trying everything in endeavour. Werner was trying everything he was trying to do. You have Birdval. Yes, he was okay. I was hearing people that he's absolutely superb. I was like, no, sorry, he was okay. He was okay. He was making the effort. He was doing things, but he was losing the ball in certain areas, in crucial areas. Kulusevski, he was working hard as well, getting into good areas. But when it was the final third, he just wasn't getting in. And then when Newcastle, I could just see Newcastle soaking up the pressure, and Gomeres and Tonali and Joel Linton were just doing the picture. It was just like they were just keeping it tight. When Tottenham had momentum, they caught fouls in certain areas. Jordan was catching fouls. Isak was catching fouls. And it was just, you could see exactly what Newcastle were doing. You could see on the sidelines from Eddie Howe and his coaching staff were telling Newcastle, yeah, just stop the game. Just stop the momentum of Tottenham Hotspur. Because if Tottenham Hotspur get on this game, you know exactly what's going to happen. They'll score a goal and then they'll get another goal, another goal, another goal after that. And that was the theme of the game. I don't think Newcastle played very well today. I don't think they played well at all. I thought they were very pragmatic in certain times, and they caught a lot of fouls to stop our momentum. They were very effective. What Tottenham Hotspur were trying to do, they were just rushing. They were rushing a lot. It was kind of very predictable, which is what I complain about Tottenham Hotspur and ANGE Postecoglou. It's very predictable. When you see Kulusevski get into the areas, you know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to try and get into the box. There's no invention. And the only time it became an invention into the game was when there was a sub. I forgot to say that Reguilon came on for Dragusin at half time, and it was only when Maddison came on, Basuma, and I think Son came on as well. It's only when we started to see a little bit more invention from Tottenham trying to get on top of Newcastle. But when you saw Maddison again, Maddison was trying to do everything. Trying to get to be that number 6, number 8, trying to be that number 10. But obviously he couldn't do anything. And then you saw the difficulty of what's going on with Kulusevski. You can see he's played too many games. You can see exactly he's played too many games because he just got tired because he was running about everywhere. And with all the time that we had to score the goal, and even when Newcastle were just wasting time throughout the game, Tottenham just didn't look like scoring. The only chance that looked, it was a gilt-edged chance, which later on in the game was when Solanke should have scored when the ball came across the box, and Solanke misses his chance, and that was the chance really for us to equalise the goal, and we didn't know what was going to happen after that. But that was the frustration for me. You can see exactly why we're struggling at the moment. Our midfield is just not doing enough for us, and even the defence was okay in certain times. Yes, we made mistakes and stuff, and yeah, there was times when we lost the ball in very crucial areas, but really, the midfield and the forward line just wasn't clinical enough. It wasn't punishing Newcastle enough. It wasn't getting them out of it wasn't causing them any problems. And really, let's be honest here, Newcastle looked more threatening on the attack with their attack. They should have scored more goals. Really, if they were more on it. That's the worrying thing for me. They didn't play well today, I don't think, Newcastle. But very effective. And that was the crucial thing. Very effective against a team that just looks like they've lost a lot of confidence. You could see after the second goal from Newcastle, and this is what's worrying me at the moment, heads went down. Heads went completely down from all the Tottenham players. I didn't see anybody trying to pick them up, try to galvanise any of the other players. And that's what worried me. And that's what you now see, it's going really downhill from here. And for me, if it's a team that's really confident or has some leaders in the team, after that second goal for Newcastle, you're seeing some of the players trying to pick somebody else up, trying to pick the other players up. But I don't see that. I don't see that at all. All I see is just players that are just heads down and just no characters. And that's the worrying thing for me. When this manager's had a year and a half with them and I'm not seeing any characters in this team. No one picking up the team, because you go through bad times, you go through injuries. But why is it that the goalkeeper looks more assured than some of the players that we've got at the moment? You saw the frustration on the pitch. You saw there was committees, there was meetings between people on the pitch. You saw Maddison having a go at some of the players, Poro, and you saw a lot of it. But with extra time of 10 minutes, we did absolutely nothing. And Newcastle marshalled that 10 minutes, which was enough time for Tottenham Hotspur to really get at Newcastle, and we did absolutely nothing. We brought on Maddison, we brought on Son, and even though we had a lot of possession, we just couldn't carve them open at all. Only that one chance from Solanke, which really he should have put in the back of the net. And that was the only chance, and that was it. So, for me, that was a very frustrating game. A really frustrating game for me to watch. But this sums up why I see a coach in Eddie Howe marshalling his players, even though they're not playing well, and seeing a manager like Ange Postecoglou, who just looks out of his depth, not a manager that I think is going to be getting anything out of these players, and really should be doing better with the players that we've got, and seeing a manager that really is well out of his feet to do anything at this club, for me. And for me, that's why I'm Ange out. That's why I don't think he's going to survive in this. And even winning the Carabao Cup, I wouldn't want him at our club, because these games, we should have done better in this game with the players that we've got. And I don't care about the injuries. It's a very cold day, and I think when you're paying £83 for this, you expect more. Expect a little bit more. I've got to give some props to a few people. A few props to Brendan Austin. He did himself well. He did really well. He didn't do anything wrong today, really, for me. He did his best. I heard that he got the man of the match. Not overall, but Tottenham's playing man of the match. And yeah, he did his job, and he did really well in terms of getting on with it, because it's a hard thing. It would have been his game of his life, having his debut on the Premier League in a situation like this. And he's not done anything wrong for his chances to get in goal again. He was good on the ball as well. Yes, that mistake that led to the goal for Burval. Burval made that, lost the ball to Joel Linton, and Gordon scoring. Yes, you've got to say that wasn't good. There was certain things that he could have done better, but you let him off because of the circumstances. Archie Gray was okay. Dragerson, I do worry about him. I think it's interesting that he came off at half time, maybe because of the amount of time he's played. I am worried about Kulusevski. Now, I don't rate Kulusevski. You know why I don't rate Kulusevski? I just think he works hard. He's got a lot of endeavour. He's like a Lamella, like a dirt kite. He's playing for Liverpool. But in the final third, there's certain times he just looks very predictable for me. But the worry for me for Kulusevski is that he must be in the red zone right now. He played the whole match today, and bet your money on it, he's playing against Liverpool on Wednesday. So when is he going to get a rest? It is very, very, very worrying. Very, very worrying, that, because injuries can happen, and he's definitely in the red. Maddison should have been on from the start because Maddison's our main creator. We've got to be honest. I think we should do more with Sarr. Sarr's got something more about him. He wanted to do more today. I could sense it. I could sense that he wants to do more, but he just needs someone to coach him. I really do encourage, if Ange is going to survive, he's got to use the coaches he's got with Nick Montgomery. If Nick Montgomery is that renowned for player development, he's got to use the players he's got better. And I think Sarr has got a lot to do with his game at the moment. And I'm sorry, he wants to do more. He wants to do more, but for some reason or another, he's just not allowed to do it. He's just not doing it at the moment. And I think they can do more for Sarr. I think you can do more with Sarr, for me. The wingers, for me, I would stop that loan of Timo Werner. I'm sorry, it's just not working for me. I think you can get better. I think they're better out there. I think I saw one of the players that were linked with Dorku, I think it is. I mean, I have to watch him more. I need to see him in the full match. But, I mean, for me, I think there's players out there that we can get that are better than bloody Timo Werner. I'm sorry. Because when you've got Johnson, who doesn't really do enough on the wing, yes, he scores goals, but when it's a tight game like this, you need wingers that are going to really take on their man. Yes, Werner does it, but he's just a miss for me. Johnson, when he doesn't score goals, what does he do? So, and then the same thing with Son. I think we just got misfiring forward line, especially on the wings. It doesn't cause any problems for the opposition. And this is going to be a problem for me. Kulu does it, but you can't rely on Kulu to do it all the time. And like I say, that guy is in the red zone for me. He's in the red zone if he carries on the way he's playing at the moment. And Ange needs to do something about that, 110%. But even though we had all that time, I don't think we're going to ever score. We're never going to score. And that was the worry for me tonight, or today anyway, on this cold day at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Now, there's going to be now a lot of press on this at the moment. There's going to be a lot of pressure on that Liverpool game on Wednesday night in the Carabao Cup. And then after that, we've got Tamworth, which we should be beating. But then after that, the following week after that, we've got the derby at the Emirates, Arsenal. So this fixture list isn't going to get any kinder for Tottenham Hotspur. So we're going to have to dust ourselves down and get on with it and get on to the next game, because it's going to be a bumpy ride and it ain't going to get any easier. And we've still got Europe as well. So buckle up for the Spurs fans. It's not going to get any easier for us at the moment. And that's it. So that's all I've got to say today on a cold day at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I got myself out of scrapes this morning, going to the gym and then nearly hitting into someone else's car and nearly getting into other scrapes as well. But unfortunately for Tottenham Hotspur, the bad run continues and it ain't going to get any easier. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, if you didn't know, get to know, support your boy, Mr. Box Office, subscribe and like, and come on you Spurs. And I'm out.